All righty, go for it.
Awesome. Well, good morning again. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is the January edition of Mornings on Main with the River District Association. I'm Diana Schwartz, Executive Director, joined by an amazing team here, Kirsten, Alyssa, and Will from River District Association as well. Really glad you could join us. Sorry it's all virtual this month. We were trying to do the hybrid events and we'll continue with hybrid events, but due to the very rapid rise of the current edition of COVID, we've decided to go ahead and go virtual this month. But I have all of the greatest hopes that we will be able to be back in person again starting next month. As several of you probably noted, we had to kind of change the cadence a little bit of our Mornings on Main due to continuous through 2022 in the beginning, running into very important holidays and times that we want to celebrate and honor. So we changed our cadence a little bit. So as we adjust into this, we appreciate it. Of course, the meetings are recorded each month and can be found and accessed on our website after the fact. So we always like to start a little bit with some introductions, and I'll go ahead and lead that process. That way it gets a little confusing on Zoom. And so, LaShawn, I know you are actually one of our featured speaker today, but I'll go ahead and give the mic to you. Just introduce who you are and wear the many hats that you wear, and on we will go.
Good morning, everyone. As Diana stated, my name is LaShawn Farmer. I am the Chief Operating Officer for Boys and Girls Club, and I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Farmers Consulting and Connecting. And also right now I'm currently serving as the board chair for Black Brand of the Dan River region.
Fabulous, and no surprise on all the hats there, I have to say. And I'm gonna skip staff for now because they each have a speaking role, with the exception of Alyssa. She is here, and not that she can't speak, but she's not formally on the agenda. So Alyssa, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. My name is Alyssa Turner. I'm the office manager for the River District Association. Glad you could all be here this morning.
Thank you so much. And it's Audia, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Audia Harris. I represent the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research. I am the AmeriCorps Program Coordinator. I'm also an AmeriCorps alumni, and I'm excited to be with you on this morning and to see what's going on in the River District.
Thank you. You've got a bright sunshine smile to add to our group, so we are glad that you are here. Mark, Mr. Janak, why don't you go ahead?
And you're right about her smile, and it's contagious, let me tell you. I'm Mark Janak. I'm the director out here at the Institute, work with Audia and a bunch of other fine folks. As I mentioned, as we started, things have been very busy here and all. We have 5 divisions and the workload is booming and all. And even through COVID, oddly enough, other than obviously our conference center didn't have a lot going on, but amazingly, our other 4 divisions stayed quite busy. So we're hoping we really are on the tail end of this thing this time, but I guess we'll see as the next weeks and months unfold. But I'm just happy to be here with you, and thanks for having a good program like this today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. And we are so grateful for what you and Audia and everyone at the Institute do for our region, for our state. There's so much happening there. If you're not familiar with some of the programming at IALR, seems like there's an announcement that comes every other month of wonderful things that are happening. So we are so grateful for you and your leadership and everything that the Institute brings. So thank you for taking precious time to be here today. Kim Wilson, I don't know if you can unmute and come on and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and what you're involved in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, my name is Kim Wilson. I'm the owner of Glitz and Glamour Boutique. I'm downtown River District on Main Street.
And we are grateful to have you in the district again. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the lovely windows over the holiday. We really appreciate that as well.
Thank you.
So Sonia, go ahead and come on and introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sonia Wolin, and I'm really here because I want to know more about what LaShawn is up to. I'm a retired educator, and I serve on the board of the Dan River Basin Association. So I'm just, I'm a Danville resident, and I'm really interested in what's going on. So thanks for the invite.
Thank you for joining us and all of the wonderful work you've done. So many nonprofits throughout the region. We're very, very grateful for you too, Son. Reese, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Carice Luck-Brimmer, and I work with Virginia Humanities in the Community Initiatives Office. And there we help manage the General Assembly's African American Cultural Resources Task Force. I'm also the owner of Our History Matters, where I provide genealogy services and I give heritage tours. And I am also on the board of directors as the historian for Black Brand, Dan River Region. And also I serve on the board of historic resources.
Thank you so much for being here. Reese actually is involved, I think, in just about every nonprofit in the Dan River region. So if you listed all those, Reese, we would be here for an hour. And boy, just like I was mentioning with Son, are we grateful for all of the things that you do for so many and for your continued partnership with the River District Association. We're very, very grateful for all of the opportunities that we have to work with you. So appreciate you very much. And then Selena, definitely, last in the introductions, but not least, and another person who wears a lot of hats. So if you want to come on and unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're involved in, Selena. And if you had to step away, there she is.
Good morning. Can you all hear me okay?
Morning. Yes.
Good
Tell us
morning.
a little bit
I'm
about
in a very rural
Diva in Dirt.
So,
Gotcha.
I am the founder of Diva in Dirt. It is a gardening consulting business, but I am also the founder of Cool Beans, and we teach children agriculture, all the aspects of agriculture and entrepreneurship here in Caswell County. I am a board member for the Caswell Chamber of Commerce, the chairperson for National Women in Ag for the North Carolina chapter leader. And like Diane said, I wear a lot of hats, but I just do whatever my hands need to do.
Boy, are we grateful. Of course, I had the opportunity to work with Selena through some initiatives through Danville Regional Foundation, and very, very glad that we had that opportunity to connect. And again, I'm not leaving Kirsten and Will out. They'll be giving some portions of the program, so I'll give them the opportunity to introduce themselves when we get to that point. But right now, I want to go ahead and open up before we move into, hopefully Kelvin will be able to join us. They stay really busy over in economic development. So if he's not able to join us, then we'll move forward with LaShawn at that point. But I always try to start up, we always open the meeting with any announcements or celebrations that anyone has. It could be personal, it could be professional, nonprofit, through business, or just anything news that you'd like to share. So I'm going to open up the floor and we'll have at it. So any news, any good news?
I'm going to jump in. Cornell just joined us, so I wanted to make sure he got to introduce himself.
Thank you. Absolutely. So Cornell, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. We just did introductions. So if you want to unmute and introduce yourself and talk about some of the hats that you're wearing and what you're involved with, which is a lot, I know.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Cornell Todd, and I am the founder and president of a new nonprofit called One Accord Connections, where we are able to help foster care youth aging out of the foster care system and working with foster care youth in the middle school and 8th grade, going into 9th grade year with the STEAM H program. I am also on several of our boards in our city of Danville, where we're helping to still discover possibilities. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today.
Well, so another person that we are very, very thankful to partner with and work with, and so glad that you were able to join us here this morning. It's great to see this crowd. I'm going to, in case you weren't here before, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of brag. If you didn't get the opportunity to catch the Washington Post this weekend, which is not typically something I read every weekend, but Reese was featured in an article this weekend in the Washington Post, and so I want to celebrate that and draw some attention to that. Again, congratulations, Reese, for your recognition. This is the opportunity to do some shout outs, and we can also do some self-recognition here. So if there's something happening great in your organization, feel free to shout that out. I find that hard to believe, but it is January. As someone recently said, January, the Monday of every year. So I feel that deeply. So since Kelvin's not here to join us, we're going to go ahead and move into just one quick update from me. And Kirsten's probably actually going to talk about this, but you know, we're in the process right now of staff of taking our new strategic plan that the board approved this past summer and turning that into our work plan over the next year, and of course looking ahead, but deciding which programs and services to continue offering to our businesses and property owners in the community. And so you're going to see surveys that come out every now and again, and we try to be mindful when we put those together to not make them too long, but it is essential when you get those that you provide us some input, because if you don't, not finding one program particularly helpful, we need to know that. Or conversely, if we're doing something that you find to be really important to your work or to the community, please let us know that. That's the only way that we can continue to make sure that we are offering effective marketing and communication events, programs, and services and things of that nature. So please, if you see that, do answer. And on the flip side of that, if there is something that your organization or your business or your experience downtown, it's like, gosh, if we just had that, that would make all the difference, or that would be so helpful, please send us that information so that we can take that into consideration as we build this plan. And so it's one of the worst things I think organizations can do is make decisions about what is best for a business or for a community and then say, here you go, here's what we've got for you. We need to know what you need, and we need to build around that. So please continue to communicate with us. Never be shy to speak up and tell us that you think something could be improved or wasn't that effective, or on the converse when something is, or even if it's good and it can be improved. You know, I'm the first one to say there's no such thing as perfection. Those of you that know me know that I'm not striving for perfection, but I know that we can always improve. So that's really my only announcement today, is just to encourage you to continue to give us feedback, because we want to continue to grow and be as helpful to the community as we possibly can. So with that, I am now going to turn it over to LaShawn Farmer. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. You heard a little bit about her other hats in the introduction, but today I'm really excited to hear more about Black Brand and learn what is Black Brand and all of the things that you are doing, or anything that we can all help and assist you in doing. Happy to have you here, LaShawn. Take it away.
So good morning again, everyone. And I just want to off bat thank RDA, Diana, Christian, Will, and now Alyssa, I got to meet you, for this opportunity. Black Brand is so grateful and honored to being finally, recognized in the community, and everybody get to see the things that we are doing and the impact that we're trying to make. So again, thank you, RDA, for this opportunity. Black Brand, I do have a presentation, and I do not have it in present mode because I want to be able to interact with you guys. So when you see it, it's not in present mode. That's not because I don't know how to do it. It's just I want to be able to interact and constantly have feedback and dialogue with everyone. So that's why it's not in present mode. But right before we get started, if everybody could quickly just put in the chat box one thing that made you happy this morning, I think that would get the vibe going and get the energy flowing for some things that just to brighten up everyone's day. So when you woke up this morning, what was one thing that made you happy? If everybody, okay, Mark dropped that quickly. Sunshine, yes. I love it. So if everybody could just drop something quickly in the chat so we can just get that conversation going and get some positive energy flowing, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay. Pennsylvania County is back in school. Yes, I put my kids on the bus. Gratefully honored for this opportunity to put my kids on the bus. A friend of mine offered to have taco night this week. Yes, I love tacos. Schools was open. Just being alive. Amen. In Jesus' name. Walking the neighborhood dogs, the neighbors' dogs. Okay. You walking other folks' dogs, son. Okay. Big cup of coffee. Yes, my mom loves coffee wheels. She is addicted to it. I got her a new Keurig for her birthday last week. She turned 82, and that's what she wanted for her birthday. Don't know how to operate it, so call me. What button I push again? So she just got that for her 82nd birthday. Being alive and well, yes, amen. My kiddo snuggling me. Oh, yes, I love that. Life, amen. Clap, clap, clap. Now I decide to take the day off. Yes, Kim, I'm proud of you. We're going to celebrate that with you. Yes, I'm proud of that. Self-care is the best care. If you don't have the foundation settled, everything's going to be shaky. Yes, I love that. So, right now, let me see. Oh, council, I'm ready to lead a whole meeting. So I'm going to share my screen and pull up the presentation. And like I said, I just want to see you guys' faces. So that's why do you see the information on the side. But Black Brand and Dan River region, we was lucky to interact and get some feedback. Like Diana said, it's one thing where you want to get something popping and rolling in the community, but it's another thing when you get the feedback from the community itself and say, what's missing, what's the gap, what's the bridge that is needed in your community. So that's how Black Brand Denver region really came about. It was really having a conversation with people during COVID and just talking about what's missing in the region. What is the resources that really could make things tangible for a lot of the businesses and the people that we serve. So the history, talking about the history, this Black Brand was started all about on a Facebook group created in May 2020. A lot of people think that this is just something that happened overnight, but it's been almost a 2-year process, as you guys can see. And it just started with a simple Facebook group that was created in 2020, where people were just having dialogue about the Black community and some of the gaps and spaces and issues that was being faced on a day-to-day basis. With all of this, Support Black Business Danville, Virginia was formed, and it was an easy way that was using a tool that people saw in the community was really accessible to connecting local Black businesses in our area all in one place. And it quickly jumped from just maybe 5 or 10 to over 2.4 thousand people, members are in this. And one thing that it also showed, it showed not only the Black businesses that's in this community that we know nothing about, but it also gave us insight on the skills and the resources and the tools that they need to be more successful. But it also, one thing it gave that was more present for me, it showed the allyship. It showed the need. It really showed how the people in this region want to work together. And I think for me, honesty is the best policy. And a lot of people think that people don't want to play in the sandbox. And that through this Facebook group, it shows that people do want to work together. People do want to collaborate. People do want to share resources. And it's just the history of Black brand has just brought all of that to the forefront. That allyship and the opportunity for neighbor helping neighbor mentality when it comes to the business world. So that's one of the things that's really been a key component with Black brand. And I think that's one of the things that's allowed it to be so successful, is showing the allyship and the opportunity for people to work together in this community. Oh my God, my battery's going dead, y'all. That's why I'm glad the kids back in school, because they've been using my laptop. Next slide. What is Black Brand? Black Brand is a 501c3 organization focused on Black business research, analytics, network, and development. Black Brand's mission is to promote group economics through professional development and community empowerment. And you guys can drop stuff in the chat at the whole entire time. If Christian can watch the chat for me, I greatly appreciate it. But a lot of people think brand is just another word, but it's not. It's an acronym, and it really starts talking about the bit that really the meat. I don't want my phone, my battery to go there.
We'd rather you get your battery going, lady, for sure. I will take whatever time you need.
2 teenagers, if anybody wants them. Okay, I'd rather be safe than sorry. But if Black businesses, it really talk about when you start a business, a lot of people just get caught up, oh, I'm so excited. And then one of the things that I learned at Black Diamond Weekend, it was an event that was in Hampton Roads that was led by a corporate Black Black brand. And they talked about, do you have a business or do you have a hobby? That really set home for me, because a lot of times we live in purpose. Like, we get so caught up in the dream, the purpose, the imagination, the things that what you want to be when you grow up. But when you start really looking at the research, the analytics, and are you able to communicate, to network, and really develop your business? And that's one of the key things that Black brand really stand on. How do you transition from a dream, a hobby, and really get down deep dirty and doing intentional work? And who is there to either network with you to grow your business, to expand your business, or either just help develop your business? And that's one of the things that Black brand really, its foundation is set on, is providing that research, like with Reese, the history of your skill set, your talent, your businesses. When you're looking for a building, does it have historical value to it? Or just that whole part, just being intentional and helping these businesses be successful. So that is what is Black brand. The vision: Black brand of Danvers region operates as a hub for Black entrepreneurship in the Danvers region and beyond, supporting economic development and wealth creation through organizing access to capital, centralizing resource and education, providing a pathway to opportunity, and fostering business development. A lot of times when we talk about vision is the roadmap to how you get there. You know, you can have this big picture. Vision is the work. You know, so whenever we start talking about people in their business, we ask them, are you willing to do the work? And one of the things when I started Formers Consulting and Connected, I was gun ho. I was like, boom, 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 let's get it done. Let's meet with people. Let's set up these strategic plans. Let's flow through life. Let's get it done. Let's make this legacy. Let's leave something for my kids. But I was doing work, but it wasn't really intentional. It wasn't for that longevity that my business needed. And a lot of times what was missing, did I have an EIN number? Did I have a tax ID number? Did I know how to file it on my taxes? Did I know how to network and have an MOU and just this handshake mentality that a lot of Black businesses do? Is because we trust and we think that everybody has good intention, because we new to this world. When you come to entrepreneurship, everybody's not working with a doctoral degree where you learn how to read contracts and different things. Some people just have a passion and a purpose, and they think that everybody's going to operate in the will of God, and that's not necessarily true. Do you have an MOU? Do you have a contract or RFP with these people? And do you know how to read it? Do you read the fine print? Do you have an accountant that has your back? Do you have just a simple clause in your email to say this is confidentiality? You know, just those little simple things we worry about. So vision is really the work that you do to make that your business can stand the test of time. COVID. How many of us knew about COVID? So when we started talking about the vision, do you even have a handbook? They talked about that when we was at Black Diamond Weekend. Do you have an employee handbook? Because right now you're operating with just you as the business owner. You're doing everything. But then you say, okay, I need some help. What's the first step? Oh, I'm gonna hire somebody, but I don't even have a handbook. So what are those things that I need to even take on employees? So like, that's one of the things that Black Brand is really doing, is really fostering that education piece, to providing that pathway for opportunity to continue out there and have that legacy component that you really, really need so your business can stand the test of time. One of some of the things that we do, you know, we have monthly meetups. We have network with peers, business education, connecting to resources, and business promotion. So with Network with Speed, when we had our first one, nobody knew what it was about, because it was like, so we had to explain it's like speed dating. Never had to do it, thank you, Lord. But it's like speed dating. Like, you sit here and talk to this business. So for the first 15 minutes, you get to just network. And when we had our first one of the guys who joined Black Brand, he got 3 contracts in 15 minutes. No one even knew about his business, didn't even know it existed. And in that 15 minutes, he was able to get 3 contracts. And people ask, is this important? The work speaks for itself. The need speaks for itself. And he was like, you know, these people didn't even know I was out here. And just in this 15 minutes, I was able to get 3 contracts. And then he was even able to set up and work with the accountant to even get his paperwork and documentation in order, because he had some missing factors within his business. So like, some of the things we talk about is SWAM certification. You know, you can get state contracts just by being a small business, a woman-led business, and a minority-led business. It's state contracts that the state have to give to people. I think, quote me, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Diana, you might know, but I think 42% of Virginia's contract has to go to SWAM businesses. And a lot of people don't know that. They don't even know how to get that SWAM certification, because one, they didn't even know that this type of stuff existed. And then this is some of the things that Black Brand is really bringing to the table. And that's what I was talking about with the SWAM cohort. We just finished the first cohort, the first one right before Christmas. We finished it. And it's really talking about how to secure those contracts with the state. And then we have that first cohort get to go through the spring procurement fair, and they get first dibs on these contracts that we're bringing to the region. And they will get first dibs on them. And then we'll open the door to these other contractors that can come in that's SWAM certified to see if they can then develop it. By going through this cohort, you get first opportunity to participate and get these contracts. And those are some of the things that we do that by being a member of Black Brand, or either getting involved in some of the programs that we have. And then we talk about financial wellness. Making money means nothing if you don't save money. But what does saving look like? What does investing look like? What does financial wellness look like? So we had that financial wellness series just to get some of these businesses working together and through partnership, but also to let you know how to create longevity in your business. And I think that's what's so important, and some of the key missing factors, because in a lot of Black businesses, they start amazing, but they don't last. And I think it was really about how can continue your business and grow your business and not losing your business. So that's some of the other stuff that Black Brand also have a discussion around. And why another Black organization? So people really talk about that. And I think for me, I live off conversation like this. Like, this is my wheelhouse. I love to have dialogue around this, but it's also uncomfortable for some people. But it's conversations that need to really be had so you can see the purpose and the intentionality of why this is important. So it's laser focused. We need a focus exclusively on improving conditions for Black-owned business ownership and increasing Black wealth throughout entrepreneurship. Everybody know what the gap is. We know that we know there's a wealth gap when it comes to minority businesses. We already know this, but people don't want to have enough dialogue around it because they say it's just uncomfortable. But with Black Brand, we are able to be the spokesmodel, the spokesperson to say, okay, there's a wealth gap, but we know how to fill it. We know how to make it intentional, and we know how to serve and make sure that people are also have all the resources and tools that they need to continue in their legacy of building their businesses, so we can decrease the wealth gap, but also making sure people are treated equally and fairly. And then it's a market void, the high level engagement within the social media community and through exploratory meetings. So there was a gap in service geared towards the demographics were needed. A lot of times people just don't know. People just don't know businesses exist. And so it's just make sure we're in closing that void and people know that, hey, we do have glitz and glam down on Main Street, and these are the services that they provide, and this is who you contact, or this is their address. And like I said before, the wealth gap, just started entrepreneurship in the Black community is one way to close the racial wealth gap. So that's another thing that's key and important. And lastly, if you want to connect with us, Crystal, she is so amazing. She is our president of Black Brand. She was the one that got this ball rolling, and her whole thing is about connecting and building wealth. But her being the humble person she is, she put my email right here. So if you want to contact me, you can. But Crystal also is amazing, and you can contact her. And I just want to give a shout out to Carice. She's on the call. She's on our board. And then we just got a whole big, wonderful board that's working together to really build Black Brand up. So, and we're working with amazing partners like RDA and the Institute for Advanced Learning. So thank you for all that you do, and other businesses in the community nonprofit network, Pennsylvania County, Danville Chamber of Commerce. We just work with a whole host of other partners to really get this ball rolling and really close this wealth gap and have these opportunities for the Black businesses to grow and thrive. So thank you guys for this opportunity again. And I turn it back over to Diane and Christian. Diane, I'm sorry, I apologize.
We're fine, no worries there. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of this information with us. Let's see, I was trying to take the share screen down so that we could kind of open up the floor for any questions or discussion that anyone may have for LaShawn. You know, thank you for the shout out several times for the support that RDA wants to provide. Anything that we can do, certainly. Everything that you just outlined resonated deeply, and we absolutely want to be an ally and a partner in supporting all of the work. And so anybody that has any questions for LaShawn, please feel free to unmute. This is the time to open up the discussion.
I just have a comment. LaShawn, you were awesome. I just love to hear you present anytime because you're funny, you're engaging, and you just keep us interested. So thank you for that.
Reese, you right, girl.
I was actually going to say the same thing as well. I just love actually listening to LaShawn present anyway. So I try to present. I try to actually be everywhere she's at because it's so amazing just to hear her actually communicate with the people.
Thank you, Cornell.
I want to say, well done, LaShawn. Thank you so much for representing Black Brand. It is important that people understand that wealth gap does need to be closed. It's important to get this information out that Black businesses exist and we are trying to thrive and just survive like everybody else. So I say thank you for just getting the information out. Thank you.
Felice, thank you for joining us today, too. I know we didn't get to catch you in the introductions, but Felice, if you don't know, is an amazing artist, both all types of artists, visual art, singing. She's a wonderful performer, and I know also involved in many boards here in the Danville area as well. But Sonia, I see you unmuted. Any comment or question?
I did. Well, of course, LaShawn knows I adore her. So, I'm not trying to set that aside, but I do have a question. So I'm curious when you talk about, networking and supporting each other, everything. How does Black Brand envision working with the chamber? So I'm very curious about, those points of intersection and how that, without competition, how they can really enhance each other.
Right. So one of the things that I think that was very important, and when Crystal and Alexis, who's gone on to do bigger and brighter things, and I think they're trying to fill that role. But one of the things when we was talking about Black Brand and when they met, it was not competition but collaboration. Because when we had that study and we really went out into the community and we did a whole lot of talk, especially with Black businesses, most of them didn't even know that we had a chamber of commerce. And that's when you say, okay, it's an issue, and that's a problem. That's a problem that we need to fill. So when Alexis and Crystal was really having a conversation, they was like, what does collaboration look like? And always talking about coming from a place of partnership to fill the gap with, because they're doing programs that we're not doing, and we're doing programs that they're not doing. And then we're doing a lot of collaborating together. Most of every project that we worked on, we pretty much partner with Danville, Pennsylvania County Chamber of Commerce, and a lot of programs that they're now doing that we're even partnering with, and even coming down to young entrepreneurship, and even talking about working with young people as young as the 8th grade. So everything we're doing is all about collaboration and partnership. So whether it's just a simple pop-up that we're doing, or if it's simple a cohort, or just education for Black communities, we always have that dialogue, because we don't want them to be uncomfortable. We don't want the people that we serve to be uncomfortable, and we ourselves don't want to be comfortable. So it's constant conversation and dialogue to make sure nobody's uneasy about the situation. And I think it's just showing that it was a need that these Black businesses just did not know, and they just didn't have access. So this is about bringing access to so many, and filling that wealth gap, and just saying it's okay to be uncomfortable to live in this space, if as long as we provide the need and have a constant communication and comprehension around the issues.
Thank you.
I think in having business owners come together, it's been so segregated. The white businesses with the chamber is why the Black businesses didn't even know they existed, because they're not a part of it. So in being able to network together, having conversation, having Zoom meetings or in-person meetings, and you meeting each other. Oh, I know you have this business, you do this, you do that, and you have conversations with each other, and all of a sudden you see, oh, you do something that I need, and I do something that you need. How do we know that unless we come together? We have to come together. We have to have meetings. We have to just sit down and have pop-up conversations and find out what each other does. In one of the meetings, when Black Brand was just getting off on the floor, at the end, we had gives and takes, and I just mentioned something I was doing, and within a matter of minutes, I had full support and was able to purchase ukuleles for every kid I was teaching down at Stonewall. So these are the things we need. We need to just network together, know each other exist, and that's how we'll start filling these gaps. My opinion.
I personally love that question because I'm sure it must come up. So Sonia, I appreciate you asking the question, and LaShawn, I really appreciate everything you said. That word collaboration, it's not easy to do, but it's how we're going to move our region forward, because the traditional chamber can't do everything, RDA can't do everything, Black Brand can't do everything, but if we talk to each other. And of course, there's going to be some overlap, but really it's about communication and helping one another strengthen what we have for the betterment of everyone is kind of my thought process there. So again, anything that we can do to support, absolutely. But asking the questions is a huge part of that. So I appreciate you asking that, Son.
Yeah, and I really love it because, like I said, I can live here in that place of uncomfortable. I'm the one that say it's an elephant, and I love elephants. That is my spirit animal. That's where I live. That's where I dwell. And I'll be the first one to say, "Oh, look at the elephant in the room. Don't y'all see it?" And how do you do it? One bite at a time, one piece at a time. And one way that I always lead is an analogy that if you don't have a bridge, the gap will stay, and you will always be a space there, and people will always stay disconnected. And one thing I love about Black Brand, we have been that bridge, whether it's bridging people to resources, or either being the bridge, connect businesses to businesses, or organizations to organizations. It's always been a bridge, and it's always been the middleman to say, let's make a change, let's do something different. And I think that's what has made this such a success, because we're coming at it that we don't know it all, we don't have the answers, but let's connect the people together that do. And I think by leading in that way has made it so successful. And I don't think that's why it has taken it to being comfortable, because people know that we're not here to steal and destroy. We're here to build up and collaborate together to make the positive change that this community needs to move forward.
Oh, yes.
And the leadership in doing that is certainly very much appreciated. Other questions, other comments, other thoughts?
I would just like to say, LaShawn, thank you so much for the helpful information. Our AmeriCorps program is a service-focused program. So although we would like for our members to go into a teaching pathway or a nonprofit or a STEM-related career, we want to be transparent and also offer them other opportunities. So LaShawn, we would love for you to come speak to our AmeriCorps members at a quarterly meeting, or connect with you at a workshop or at a pop-up, so that we can make sure this information is available for all of our AmeriCorps members as they complete service, and also decide what they would like to do after a term of service in the AmeriCorps program.
Yeah, just get with me and Crystal and myself, and we will just get together and see what's best for the us to meet with you guys. I would love it. Yes, thank you so much.
Anyone else? This is a collaborative space, so anybody, I love, Audia, that you said something. You know, we want this to be an opportunity for people to connect as well. So if anyone else has an idea for a connection, please speak up and connect with LaShawn or anyone else on the screen, quite frankly.
This is Mark. I don't have a question. I really was just here to learn more, and so, you know, I did, and thank you for the program, and thanks again for the RDA for hosting these. I hope I can be more of a regular participator moving forward into the new year.
Well, we're grateful, Mark, and thank you for coming.
Okay, sorry to speak over you. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. Zoom makes it a little hard. Please continue.
No, that was it, and it was a good job. So I did learn, and I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Son, go ahead.
Diana, since you made the mistake of opening this up beyond this specific subject, I wanted to ask Selena Thornton if she would be willing to have a conversation with the Dan River Basin Association, because we're really interested in environmental impacts of agriculture. So anyway, if she would be willing to share some contact information, I would love to have, not in this space, but I'd love to have a conversation with her if that was possible.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'll put my contact in the chat.
Thank you.
We don't hear you, Diana.
You're muted, Diane.
Am I here now?
Yeah.
I need to be muted, quite frankly. My apologies for talking over people. It's so hard to manage sometimes on Zoom. But Felice, did you have another comment, question, idea?
No. I saw you were talking and I couldn't hear you. No, but I'm sorry that I do want to apologize for coming to the meeting late. I am Felice McWilliams, Making Danville Smile. I'm the owner and operator of. I am currently going to be hosting a class to paint abstracts on canvas on February the 5th. So if any of you want to join me, that class is $25 on February the 5th, 11 a.m. at the Danville Museum of Fine Arts and History.
And Felice, where would one be able to find information or register? Should they contact you directly, or is there a best way to?
The event is on Facebook, and you can find it on the museum page and on the Art of Felice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
So, any other questions for LaShawn? And then we will have Will go over some programs and services that are going on, and of course Kirsten, and then we'll open up the floor again for discussion. But any final questions for this moment for LaShawn anyway? All right, very good. I hate to do it. I've got to pop out. I will come back and watch the recording of the rest of it, though. But now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Will. Will, if you want to talk about any programs and services or any other things that we've got going on, please do. And where we're at in Dream Launch, it's exciting time.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Diana. Yeah, morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Will McAman. I'm the Programs and Services Coordinator here at RDA. And again, thank you, LaShawn, for an awesome presentation, and everyone for joining this morning. So I'll just try and keep it brief and just give you all a couple of updates on some programs and services we have going on that hopefully will be useful knowledge for everyone here. Like Diana said, Dream Launch is getting ready to start for this year. So that's our big kind of entrepreneurship program. We have a boot camp of 6 classes, which culminates in a pitch, an opportunity for participants to pitch for award funding and grant money. So registration is closed for this year, but classes start tomorrow, Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. They'll be on Zoom. And so I know some folks may be registered or maybe panelists this year, but I'm really excited to get going with it. And something that's also kind of new this year that we haven't done in the past is a food and beverage workshop. So that will be March 8th at 6 o'clock via Zoom. And so basically, we're doing a food and beverage workshop to help. That'll be open to everyone, not just people in Dream Launch in the boot camp. So that'll be open to the public as well. But we want to do that because we know that there's some challenges to starting food and beverage businesses, in particular, all the regulations and policies and licenses and all those things you need to be aware of and kind of navigate. So we want to try and give that opportunity for people to join that workshop on March 8th if they're interested, and just learn about all that information. So we'll have panelists from Department of Health, Planning and Zoning in the city and county, and Virginia ABC as well. And if anybody has any questions about Dream Launch, the program, the pitch, anything, feel free to email me at any point. And then just a couple other kind of smaller grant opportunities we have going on. The Get Boosted program, we've had several people apply for that over the past few months. And that's more for business retention. So for existing business owners in the River District, it's for grants up to $5,000 to kind of help with something that could be creative and help your business grow in kind of a new way. So, so we've awarded a good amount of the applicants at this point, and applications are closed, but we're really hopeful we can do it again in the future. And pretty soon we're going to be, Kirsten's going to help us kind of promote all of those that have been going on so that you can kind of be aware of how that grant money has been used and help some of our businesses here in the River District. And then, as always, we have our facade grant program as well. So that's continuous. There's no cycles for that. So that's a grant of up to $5,000, one-to-one match. So it does require 50% match from each business owner, but that's just if you're interested in improving the facade of your business, windows, a new sign, paint, small kind of minor construction, things like that. We have grant funding available to kind of help with that as well. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, I think those are most of the updates on my end. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I can turn it over to Kirsten for your updates if not. And feel free to email me if questions come up later on.
Thank you, Will. Yeah, if anyone has questions for him, jump in. Otherwise, I'll do my quick update and then we can have a last call for questions and head on our way. But again, thank you, LaShawn, for being here this morning. It was really wonderful to learn more about what you all are doing, and I appreciated everybody's questions and comments. Yeah, any questions for Will before I jump in? Okay. So I'm Kirsten Ahearn. I'm the Communications and Events Coordinator for River District Association. So I manage all the newsletters and social media and try to work on things to promote our downtown. So if you ever have any ideas of a way to do it better or something going on, just shoot me an email. I'll stick it in the chat in a moment. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. February, we've got, of course, Valentine's Day coming up. So if you are a River District business or organization and you have something special going on for Valentine's Day, let me know, because then I can get the word out about that and make sure everyone knows all the fun things you can do in the River District. I wanted to just extend a thank you to everyone for participating in the holiday window decorating contest, specifically Kim, since you're here. That was wonderful having you take those vacant windows and put something in there. We've got a lot of feedback from people that they really loved seeing what downtown looks like with full windows. So we're really excited how well that was, and we're really grateful to all the businesses who adopted a window. I think ended up being 8 businesses downtown adopted a window. So, and they all looked wonderful. So we really appreciate that. And just one more back to the holidays announcement. If you watched our Home for the Holidays production and you have any opinions on it, we would love your feedback today if possible, because we're going to be discussing it this afternoon. But you can go to, I'll stick that in the chat as well, but tiny URL, home FTH feedback, and you can get to the form there. So we'd appreciate any feedback on that if you have a moment to do that. It's also posted on our social medias if you need to go check out that link. And then, like Diana said, that's kind of falling into the strategic plan, work plan feedback. If you are a River District business, you'll probably be hearing from me shortly with some questions about your feelings on the impact some of our holiday activities had on your business. So be on the lookout for that. And then lastly, last but not least, really, it's too bad Curie's had to leave, but she's been helping me gather some history about Black businesses and historically in North Union and different civil rights things that have been going on. So we'll be doing some fun social media posts about that as we go through. And then we possibly are, I think we're partnering with Black Brand on an event, but I don't know the details and I don't want to say it yet until we've got everything confirmed, but that will be fun. So keep your eyes out for that. Let's see, I think that's the gist of what I've got going on. Yeah, if you have any questions, and again, any feedback, or you want to see something promoted in the River District, or you have an idea for something, just communicate with us and we're happy to talk about anything. So that's my update. And thank you all for being here. And if you have any more questions for me or Will or each other, this is a good time to do that. And we appreciate you being here. All righty, if there are no more questions or ideas, we will sign off, but we're really grateful again to LaShawn for being here, to everybody else for being here and participating. So always lovely to see you all. Next time, maybe we'll see you in person.
Yeah.
With some snacks.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a wonderful day,
LaShawn.
everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Will.
Will. Thanks, Kristen.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Mhm.
Hey, y'all have a good day.
Bye-bye.